Hey everybody, Chris the old ass retro gamer here, and you're watching Captain Algebra. Remember Kenna, suckers.
Hey everybody, Captain Algebra here. Well, 2021 is finally here. That means it is time to go through the games I beat in 2020. Remember last year, my goal was to beat a game on every console I own and 100 games, and we smashed that by 50% by beating 150. So let's go ahead and start. We're gonna do this from the smallest amount per console all the way to the console I played the most games on. So first up on Game Boy Color, we got WWF Betrayal. It's a really fun beat 'em up style wrestling game versus having like a typical wrestling game. Really good. Then on the Dreamcast, we got Slave Zero. This is the first game I got as for Backlog Roulette on the Super Enabler Brothers podcast with Chris Pico and Corpse Flood Gaming. Really fun game. I don't ever play my Dreamcast, so I was glad to finally sit down and play it. Then for the 3DS, we've got New Super Mario Brothers 2. Gotta love Mario games, they're so good. Then on the TurboGrafx 16, we got Dragon Spear, an amazing shooter, so much fun. But damn, this version is so much harder than the NES version. So much harder. That last level took me a long time to beat. Then on the PSP, we've got God of War, Ghost of Sparta. Really fun God of War game. And then on the PS3, God of War Ascension. So I just recently got my PS3 from Gaming Off the Grid. Fired this up. Had such a blast. I know not a lot of people like that game. I think it's a solid God of War game though. Next, we're up to the consoles that I beat 2 games on each. We'll start with the Game Boy Advance. We got Spyro Season of Ice. Not a good Spyro game. It's got an isometric view, which makes it really annoying. You actually have to 100% the game to beat it. And then we got Zelda the Minish Cap. Really good Zelda game. Glad I finally sat down and played it. Then on the Xbox, we've got Star Wars Obi-Wan. Solid Star Wars game, not the greatest. Then we got Half-Life 2.
You could bring down this whole citadel. Think, man. Think of the people below. No! You need me.
So this was a request from Gaming Off the Grid to stream. I'd never played the Half-Life games. Really enjoyed it. Really good first-person shooter. Then on the N64, we've got Turok, Dinosaur Hunter. This has been sitting in my collection for years now, and I just wanted to finally sit down and play it, and I had a lot of fun. That's a really good game. And then finally, Banjo-Kazooie. Another good game. This one I've been wanting to play for a while, and the Cartridge Club had it for one of their games of the month, so I'm like, all right, let's play it. 100%ed it. Great game. I still like Donkey Kong 64 more, but this is a great 3D platformer. And then on the GameCube, we got Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. This is another game I played for Backlog Roulette. I enjoyed it, but I'd say it's probably 5 to 8-ish hours too long. I don't know, it overstated its welcome in my opinion. I think I like the first Paper Mario more. And then we've got Star Fox Adventures. I really like this game. I know some people kind of find it boring, but it kind of seems like to me to be like a poor man's Ocarina of Time. It really reminded me of a 3D Zelda game, but pretty fun. Then we got the Wii U. We got Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze. Had this game for a while, finally sat down and played it. It's pretty fun. Not as good as the original trilogy of Donkey Kong Country games, but it's a good game. And then we've got Twilight Princess HD, my all-time favorite Zelda game. I love Twilight Princess, so I finally sat down to play the HD version. This is another game that came from the Backlog Roulette, and they did an excellent job with this version. I like how they added some stuff, so it was a little bit new. It was a good game. Next, we got PS1 games. First one. You better be fucking dead, bitch. You better be fucking dead. I swear, if I have to fucking platform my way out of here, I'm gonna be pissed. This was a request from Chris Pico for Request Tuesday streams. It's okay. It has a lot of good ideas, but none of them are executed well. We got Spider-Man. I've been wanting to play this for a long time. It's pretty fun. Crash Bandicoot Warped. The last Crash Bandicoot I had to beat over the original trilogy. It was solid, but not as good as the first 2. And Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
that it?
Whence you came, trouble the soul of my...
Finally sat back down and played this. I started it a couple years ago, didn't finish it. Restarted it for October Spectacular. Such a good game. I prefer the more linear Castlevanias. It's a great game. We got the Sega Master System. First we got Double Dragon. It's a pretty solid beat 'em up. I think if the hit detection was better, it could rival the NES version, but it kind of sucks. We got the Ninja.
Got his ass. You've accomplished... Oh, that's it?
This was a request from Zombie for my Request Tuesdays. Had a really fun time with this game. We got Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Very fun shooter, kind of similar to like Commando. Kind of difficult, but it's fun. Then finally, Shinobi. Actually did a no-death run to this game. This game is great, but man, there are some tough parts. Next we're going to talk about the Xbox 360. We've got Assassin's Creed. Played Assassin's Creed 2 way back in about 2010. Enjoyed it, and I never played any of the other ones, so I'm like, I gotta start playing more of them. So I want to go back to the original one. It's solid, but it's way too repetitive. We got Fear. I played Fear 2 back in college. I loved it, so I was like, let's go play the first game. Great first-person shooter. Got Lollipop Chainsaw. This is an awesome game. You guys gotta check it out. Lost Via Domus. I loved the Lost TV show, so this is a must-play for me. I enjoyed it, but I could see someone who's not a fan of the show not really liking it. And the best 360 game I played, Alan Wake. Unbelievable game. Remedy does a great job with their games. Next, we got the Sega Genesis. First, we got Jurassic Park.
There we go.
It's an okay game, nothing spectacular. So then after that, we had to try Jurassic Park Rampage Edition.
We got grenades. That'll work. We won! Ha ha!
Probably a little bit better than the first one, but still not that good. Got Green Dog, the beach surfer dude. Nothing spectacular. James Buster Douglas Boxing.
He's probably going to win by decision, I would think. He's beating me up pretty much. Quite a bit. Oh, they gave it to me!
This is a pretty fun boxing game. Home Alone.
There we go. 2 seconds. 1. The police came.
A lot different like the Super Nintendo games and the Game Boy games, but I really liked it. Got Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle.
Yeah, get out of here. Woo! I think we did it, guys.
I really like this game, other than the rock, paper, scissors, because it's pretty much random unless you got the necklace to be able to see what the person's thinking, and that's really annoying. Hook.
Left. Come on, Kevin. Don't get hit. Boom! There it is. I made that way more difficult than it had to be.
I beat the Super Nintendo version last year, played the Genesis version this year. Just as good. Obviously the sound's not as good, but it's a fun game. Got eSWAT. I really enjoyed playing this one. And Castlevania Bloodlines.
Boom! There it is. Let's go.
Thanks again to BFG for getting me this copy. Excellent Castlevania game. Probably one of the easier ones, but really fun. Then onto the Wii. So we did the Data East Arcade Classics on here. I beat 5 games. We had Bad Dudes, Crude Buster, Wizard Fire, Secret Agent, and Heavy Barrel.
Boom! You can head multiple directions at once.
You suck.
That's what you do.
Great job.
All fun games. Nothing really to say about each one. I just enjoyed playing them all. But the Monkey King, The Legend Begins. Heard about this from 8-Bit Glitch. It's a decent shooter. Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Boom!
This is probably the worst Donkey Kong Country game I played. It's not bad, it's just nowhere near as good as the original trilogy, and Tropical Freeze is better than this one. Got Rabbids Go Home, a comedy adventure. This one you're just trying to collect as much junk as you can to build a tower up to the moon, because that's where the Rabbids want to go. It's actually pretty funny. Got a boy and his blob. I love this game. This is really, really fun. Great puzzle platformer. Probably the best Wii game I played. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. It's just your typical Kirby game, but it's cool. You can get your super abilities that you get for a certain amount of time. You can like destroy whole sections of blocks at a time and enemies. It's pretty good. The Super Nintendo. First we have toys. This was a request from Bargain and Hobo. I've had this game since I was a kid. Never beat it. Finally sat down. It's okay, but not great. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I'm not a big turn-based RPG fan, but I knew this was a beginner's RPG, so I tried it out. It's pretty solid, but it does get repetitive. Harley's Humongous Adventure.
Boom! We did it, guys!
This is a request from Do You Nerd. I really like this. It's a good game. Toy Story.
There's a car.
Here it comes. Ow! Watch out!
That's it, right? We did it.
Another game I've had since I was a kid. Finally sat down and beat it. I really enjoyed it. There's some tough parts, though. Spawn.
Got it, guys. Woo!
It's a pretty good beat 'em up. Man, again, there's some tough parts and some annoying parts. You can do these special moves, but they take life away from you, which is annoying, but pretty good game. Got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. Good, solid beat 'em up. It's probably a better game than the original Power Rangers on the Super Nintendo, but it doesn't follow the movie much at all, other than having Ivan Ooze, which is annoying. F-Zero, fantastic racing game. Man, that last level's tough. War of the Gems.
Fuck that. Stop blocking my last hit. Thank you. God, you piece of shit.
Really fun beat 'em up. I like you can choose from multiple characters, and they kind of have their own special moves, but really fun. Mega Man X.
Game, right? As long as you guys tell me the truth. No, it's not possible. I'm a Reploid. I can't be destroyed by you.
Thanks to losing a bet with Telesplash Game, I had to play this game, and it is phenomenal. Glad I finally sat down and played it. I like the original Mega Man games more, but this is a really good game. After beating Mega Man X, I had to beat Mega Man X 2.
Game?
Another good game. And finally, Demon's Crest.
Get your ass down. You got another form, bitch?
I played through Gargoyles Quest 1 and 2 in the previous years. Finally sat down and played Demon's Crest. Great game. Definitely suggest you 100%ing it and get everything to get the best ending. It's really cool. And finally, Tom and Jerry. What the hell? There we go.
We got it.
Whoo! Finished the game on stream one night. Wanted to just put this in and play it. Beat it first time. It's a pretty solid platformer. And it's cheap, so definitely check it out. Then on the Switch, we actually had 2 digital games. The first one was Venture Kid, which is like a kind of a Mega Man style platformer. Heard it from J-Love, really enjoyed it. It's a fun game. And the second one is a Biolab Wars. Heard about this from Chris Pico. It's a very Contra-esque game on the Switch. Super cheap. I got it for like $1.99 and it's super short. I beat the first time I played it. Only took about 40 minutes. It's a solid game. Gone Home, a pretty fun walking simulator trying to figure out where your sister went. New Super Lucky's Tale, pretty fun 3D action platformer. Reminds me like your Banjo-Kazooies, your Donkey Kong 64s, kind of stuff like that. Got Old School Musical. This is a really fun rhythm game. It's got music that's very similar to old 8-bit games. And it even has some of the backgrounds similar to those games. It's pretty fun. Got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This game is fantastic. I don't know if I'd like many games with this style of gameplay, but with it being Mario and Rabbids, it's pretty good. Got Yoshi's Crafted World. I love the Yoshi games, especially Woolly World. This one I don't think is as good, but it's still a very good game. Then we got the Psycho Shooting Stars collection, alpha version. So we beat 4 games on this. We got Strikers 1945, 2, and 3. Very fun shooters, but they are brutal. And then we also did Dragon Blaze, which is a fun game where you got to save your master who's turned into a dragon. Each dragon has a different power, like thunder or water or fire. Pretty fun game. I really enjoyed playing it. Then we've got the Anakin and Odalis collection. So Anakin is more of like a Contra Ninja Gaiden style game. Pretty fun. And then Odalis is more like Castlevania. Both great games. I highly suggest you play them. And then finally on the Switch, we got Toki. So this is like a remaster of the game. Really fun. I enjoyed it. The graphics are great. They did a nice job with that game. Then on the PS2, first we got the Metal Slug Anthology. I finished all 7 games on this, Metal Slugs 1 through 6, and then also X. Great games, and this is definitely the way to play it. You know, you got free play mode, because most of the games took me like at least 30 credits a beat. So there you go. That's 15 bucks right there. So it's much nicer playing free play, but really fun games. We got Katamari Damacy. Such a weird game, but so fun and so charming. It's really not that long. Definitely suggest playing it. Got Star Wars Starfighter. Love my Star Wars games. Had this since I was a kid. Finally sat down to beat it. Really fun. The last mission is kind of annoying, but it's a pretty good Star Wars game. Got Ghost Rider. I really like this. This is kind of like a God of War light style game. Kind of a little bit more repetitive, a little bit more basic, but pretty solid game. Got WWF SmackDown vs. Raw. I love the SmackDown vs. Raw series, and I never sat down and actually beat the original game. Had a lot of fun with that one. And going along with that, got WWF SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Played a bunch in college with my buddy, but I never actually sat down with season mode. I don't love how they added all the movements using the right joystick, but it's still a good game. Then we got Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
I was watching Firefly with my mother-in-law night.
I managed to snatch that last piece.
This is a request from Peter Bateman. Really love this game. This had been sitting on my shelf for a while. Heard great things about it. Glad I finally played it. And finally, Destroy All Humans. This game is hilarious. I love it. Go around anal probing people. It's great. Fun game. All right, on to the Game Boy games. First one we got Little Mermaid. This is just a port of the NES game, but it's very good. We got T2, Judgment Day. Excellent game. Got Mickey's Dangerous Chase. Pretty fun platformer. We've got Home Alone, which is a port of the Super Nintendo version, but this one's actually more difficult, and actually get to fight the Wet Bandits, which is really cool. Got Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's a pretty fun adventure game. It kind of gives you clues, and you got to go around around the town and figure out things to eventually get to Judge Doom. It's pretty cool. Got WWF Superstars, a very easy game, but a lot of fun. We got WWF Superstars 2, even better game. They adds a cage match as well as tag team, and they got The Undertaker in it. Solar Striker, pretty solid shooter on the Game Boy. Got Disney's Aladdin. This plays just like the Sega Genesis version. I'd say it's probably a little bit easier, but also it's harder to avoid hits sometimes, but there's less enemies and the levels seem a little bit shorter at times. Got Double Dragon. This is a very, very fun game. I love playing this one. We got Double Dragon 2, which is actually what was supposed to be a Renegade game here in the United States, but they just actually did a sprite swap, so it's not actually a Double Dragon game. Got Gremlins 2.
We got it. We did it. Holy crap, guys.
This is a very fun game. Kind of stiff controls, kind of annoying jumping sections, but pretty fun. We got Donkey Kong Land, another game I had as a kid but never beat it. Not as good as the Donkey Kong Country games, because they wanted the graphics to look pretty good on the Game Boy. It kind of seems like zoomed in, which can lead to some deaths, but it's a solid game. We got Wario Land 2. Loved Wario Land, so I had to try this one. It's kind of annoying because you can't die, so it makes it really easy, but it's still a solid game. And then finally, Contra 3 Alien Wars. Excellent version. Not all the levels are there, but they did a pretty damn good job. And then next we got the NES. First we got Cobra Triangle. I still got my 20 bucks from Telesplash for challenging me and some other YouTubers to beat it. Kind of annoying game at times, but pretty solid. Astyanax. Just put this in one night to play it. Had a really good time. It's really fun. Wolverine.
Yes! Oh!
Another LJN game that gets a bad rap, but it's actually a pretty solid game. Totally rad. Very fun game. The Three Stooges, game I had as a kid but never actually played it enough to beat it. Really enjoyed it. Got Gradius.
Hell yeah! First stream!
Sat down to play it finally and actually did a no-death run of it, which you kind of want to do in those games to make it easier, since once you start dying, you lose your power-ups. It gets much tougher. Got Darkwing Duck.
Come on. There it is. That's game, right?
Glad to finally play that. Eugene Myers helped me get through it. He was my game advisor during the stream. Got Barbie. This is actually not a bad game. In fact, I got a no-death run of this. And are you really a gamer if you haven't done a no-death run of this? I mean, me, Maz and Power, Zombie, and Megadan, we're the only ones that have done it. So get on our level, guys. Dino Wars, another game I just threw in one night. Had a lot of fun with it. Got Gremlins 2.
Boom! Another form? Woo, there we got it.
An amazing game. I really like this. I mean, it's Sunsoft, so the soundtrack is amazing. Finally played this. Loved it. Got Heavy Barrel.
That it?
Played the arcade version, had to play the NES version. This one's definitely easier. A lot of fun. And right after we did that, we did The Flintstones, Rescue of Dino and Hoppy.
There we go. Is that it? It's gotta be it, right?
Pretty good game overall, but there are some annoying parts, especially the ice physics. Probably some of the worst ice physics I've ever had in a game. The Punisher.
There he is. Woo! Much better.
Another good LJN game. It's kind of an on-rail shooter. Very cool. Got McKids.
Finally! Got the magic bag.
A very solid platformer, but I never hear anyone talk about it. Got Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse.
Boom! Let's go!
Finally went back to this after failing at it a couple years ago. Excellent game. Dude, Sifa is a boss. He destroys people in that game. Got Batman the video game. Boom! Let's go!
That's 100 games beaten.
This is actually the 100th game I beat this year. Excellent game. So glad I sat down and played it. Got Beetlejuice, another LJN game that gets a bad rap, but it's not terrible. It is kind of repetitive and kind of annoying how you have to grind for killing the bugs, so you get scares to be able to advance and kill some of the enemies, but it's a pretty good game. Little Nemo Dream Master.
Game. Dude, that boss is ridiculously easy.
Another solid game on the NES. Finally, The Incredible Crash Dummies. Another good LJN game that people think is bad. Definitely try playing. It's a pretty fun platformer. And finally, the console I beat the most games for, no surprise, the PS4. I absolutely love my PS4, play it all the time. Great console. First one to talk about is a digital-only game, and that's Pixel Ripped 1989. It's a very fun VR game where it's actually like you're in a Gameboy game. Really cool. Now I gotta go play Pixel Ripped 1995. Then we got Man and Badan. I loved Until Dawn, so I finally wanted to sit down and play this. This one is not as good, but it's still a solid story. Got Sisters Royale. I got this from Strictly Limited. I waited, I think, since February of last year and finally got it in December. Pretty fun shooter. You got a couple different sisters to choose from. Fun game. Crash Bandicoot 4, About Time. This game is amazing. Probably my third favorite in the series between 1 and 2. It's better than Warped, I think. And so much better than the Insane Trilogy. They really did a nice job with this version. We got Medieval.
Boom, Zarok. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing? I haven't played it on PS1. Looks cool though. Yeah, it's a fun game.
Oh, this is actually a really good remake of the PS1 game. I really enjoyed playing this. Then on the Uncharted collection, I finally did Uncharted 3. Really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite out of the series so far. Now I gotta go play 4. Ice Cream Surfer. Pretty fun little shooter. Among the Sleep. Heard about this from Retro Rivals and picked up right away. That was a fun playthrough. Really interesting game. And there's a twist at the end you don't see coming. Got Cat Quest 2. Absolutely adored Cat Quest. I love cats. And action RPGs is the way that I like to play my RPGs. And Cat Quest 2 was amazing. Just as good as the first one. Got Deliver Us the Moon. This is a really fun game. That you go up into space trying to figure out what happened up there on this moon base. Pretty cool. Bendy and the Ink Machine. This is a fun game. Got Stranger Things 3, the game. This is a really fun game. Kind of has like old school graphics, and each enemy or each person has a different way of attacking and can do different things. So as you find more characters, you can open up other areas on the map. Pretty fun. We got The Last of Us Part 2. Amazing game. I know this has got a lot of flack, but all I got to say is play it. Don't listen to what I say. Don't listen to what other people say. Just play a game. You really don't know what a game is like unless you actually play it. But check this game out. It was excellent. We got Wonder Boy Returns. This was a very fun version of Wonder Boy that I got from Strictly Limited. Fun game. We got Rive. This is a little twin-stick shooter. Pretty short. You beat about 5-6 hours. But really, really fun. And it's got a good checkpoint system. And when you die, you actually put right back into the action, which is really nice. We got Control. Probably one of my top games that I played this year. I absolutely loved it. The lore, the links to Alan Wake. So good. Highly suggest you play it. We got Shikondo, a very fun bullet hell shooter. Rayman Legends, a very underrated platformer. And the music levels in this game are amazing. Got The Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. It's a very fun Metroidvania where you come back to Earth after being gone. And for years and all people are gone, trying to figure out what happened. Fun game. Got Knack. I really like this. This is a good adventure action game. Full Blast, a decent shooter, but way too easy. I think I did a no-death run of this the first time I played it. Got The Order 1886. This game is excellent. I know a lot of people complain about it because of the length of it, but honestly, that doesn't really matter. The lore in this game, the story, so good. I played Bleed, a pretty fun twin-stick shooter. Now I gotta play Bleed 2. The Liar Princess and the Blind Prince. This is a great game. Very story-driven, but it's kind of a puzzle platformer. I love how it looks. Very cool game. We got Blazing Chrome. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is what Contra Rogue Corps should have been. This game is amazing. We got Donut County. Heard about this from Chris Pico. This game is awesome. You do this hole and you're trying to get more things to fall down it as you control it around the ground, and the more things you eat, the bigger the hole becomes, so you can eat larger things. It's pretty cool. And then finally, the game I beat first this year, and one of my favorites, Jedi Fallen Order. This is an amazing Star Wars game. Even though EA did it, they did an excellent job. This is the type of Star Wars game I want to see going forward. So there you go. There are all 150 games that I beat this year. I can't believe I actually got through 100 games, let alone 150. Definitely helps, you know, with COVID being around and being quarantined, being home more. But more of, you know, I just made it my goal. You know, anytime I had a chance, I was playing a new game. You can see some games I played were really short to make sure I got to that number, but I played a lot of good games too. So think about maybe I might even do like a top 10 video on the my 10 favorite games that out of these 150 I played this year. Let me know if you're interested in something like that. But thanks a lot, guys. I'm not really having any goals for 2021. It's kind of more of just playing some more difficult games or longer games that have been kind of on my backlog for a while. Definitely don't want to try and beat more than 150 games in 2021. That'd be pretty tough. But thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, this is Captain Algebra, signing off.